Mr. Chandran Ratnum is a household name for all of us who've watched any amount of his films. He is also the owner and the director of Lionair and also of the Asian Aviation Centre. So Mr. Ratnam, tell us today, what has it been like, what has aviation done to your life and how has your life changed with regards to aviation?
Well, I've really been bored. Aviation just came to me. It was like finding a new girlfriend. I found aviation and it became a passion. While I was making a film in Kandy, I rented 4 helicopters from the Air Force. And it was a Vietnam War film I was shooting in Kandy. And I was not the director, I was a line producer. So these from Ratmalana, these 4 helicopters had to come to Kandy and then go back at night. So I was in Kandy and my family was in Colombo, so I thought, why don't I hop onto the helicopter and then I can come in, stay at home, and it'll be more comfortable than a hotel, and I can commute. And then suddenly I had a passion for this, for helicopters, and I said, God, I have to get a helicopter. I have to have it, And so I went looking for a helicopter. I went to Fort Worth, Texas, to the Bell factory there. And I said, they were showing me around, and I said, what is the cheapest helicopter? And they gave me the price and I almost fell off the chair, the cheapest. I certainly couldn't afford it. So that I couldn't do that. And then later on, things went on and I started Lionair. And we did 18 flights a day to Jaffna at that time. And we had 5 Antonovs, and we were flying, and we found we did not have a hangar. And I looked around and I said, how can we do this business without a hangar? I mean, we have 5 aircraft, but we don't have a hangar. Or even our passengers had no canopy, no waiting room. It was so bad. So I looked around Ratmalana and I saw some hangars there, and I said, who owns those hangars? And it just so happened that one of them was owned by Captain Abeward, and he was going to sell it to somebody in Florida. So I heard about it. I quickly went to him and I saw a helicopter there. So I got turned on, and I said, I got to have this. So I went to the captain. I didn't go to the hangar. I went to the captain in his house, and I made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and I bought it. And then when I finally, after I bought it, and I had still not gone into the hangar, I only saw 1 helicopter there. I walked into the hangar and there were 2 helicopters, 2 jet rangers, Bell jet rangers, and 4 152s, Cessnas, and a couple other aircraft. So I thought I did a good deal, and so that's how we started. Yeah.
So for us millennials, if I'd say the hardest thing for us is to manage things at the same time or to keep up with things at the same time. How was it for you to have both your filming and your aviation going on hand in hand?
Well, some guys can handle 2 girls at the same time. Right?
So how?
No, I was only joking. But really, when you have a passion for aviation, you gradually, you can do it. One is a job, one is an extra passion. I think all of us have more than one thing on our minds, like a hobby or something like that.
All right. So how was bringing your brainchild, the Asian Aviation Centre, to life? What was that journey like for you?
Oh, well, it was very exciting, but it was very hard. It was hard because after I bought CDE, it was called CDE at that time, and the flying school existed there. I think it was the oldest flying school that existed. And then we had the flying school, and then we had the airline, our Lionair. And as you know, in 1998, one of our aircraft was shot down by the LTT. We lost a lot of people, and the government banned flying. Now, when you ban flying, I mean, just because one aircraft went down, you don't stop the industry. But a lot of people who owned aircraft suffered because nobody wants to have aircraft on ground, AOG. I mean, it's not acceptable. So, because there is a time limit and a life limit to the equipment on the aircraft, various things that you have to keep replenishing the parts on the aircraft. You just can't have it just lying there. So I think not only me, a lot of people got out of the business. I didn't get out of the business. I had to sell my 2 helicopters at that time because we just couldn't keep it. And so we had a hard time. But what we did is we turned the whole thing around. I had so many engineers and post holders. I started the school. I hooked up with Kingston University in the UK, and I started an aviation school, aerospace college, and it's doing very well. And I used most of my post holders as lecturers, and they became lecturers, and they're still with me for 30-40 years, and they're doing a good job. Yeah.
So what would you say was your driving force to keep up with both the film industry as well as the aviation industry?
Whether I wanted to keep up with both?
Yeah, so what pushed you more towards?
Well, these are things you can't get out of your system. Well, I mean, it's just there. I mean, you have to just do it. You have to just do it. I got into the film industry when I was 16, and that's in my blood. I mean, I got to keep making movies. You just don't stop. Just don't stop. And if you look at history of certain people, you'll find that a lot of film people went into aviation, or aviation people went into film. I know there's some connection there. I don't know what it is, but there is some connection. There's a love for aircraft and love for films. It kind of goes together. I don't know why, but it does.
I suppose it's the dreamer in you that wants to...
I suppose so, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm a dreamer, yeah.
Okay, so what kind of courses does the Asian Aviation Centre offer? And
well, we have aeronautical engineering, maintenance, aerospace, aircraft design, various classes, various courses affiliated with not only Kingston University but with some other universities in Australia as well. And also we have our local maintenance. Now, the thrill of it all is, when I fly to various destinations, I get on an aircraft, and all of a sudden the pilot finds out that I'm on board, and he comes and says, "Hello, sir, I started my career in your school." That's a big thrill, to me anyway. The other day I was in Dubai, and I was getting onto my flight, and some young fellows on the tarmac saw me and shouted and started waving and shouted AAC. I can't remember them. They said AAC, AAC, I mean, you go to different parts of the world and these things happen to you. You feel that you really accomplished something, and it's nice. It's a good feeling,
Sure. So if, say, I'm a school leaver or I'm just out of school, what would a child or a student who is straight out of school expect from the aviation industry, or joining the AAC, what could they expect?
Well, first of all, I believe that aviation is the biggest industry, or it's got the greatest future, because today people are concerned about time, not like before. Time is very important for whatever they do, time. So travel time, you can't get on a bus and go somewhere. You've got to fly there if you can. So you cut your time by maybe half or even less, or even more rather. So time is a major factor in today's world, and therefore aviation is a major factor. So it's only going to develop more and more and more. And I think that there are going to be a lot of jobs, and there's a great future in aviation.
Right. So what?
Maybe an aviation voice is doing a good job spreading the word around.
So what would you say was the biggest lesson you learned all your life with both the film industry being on one hand and the aviation industry being on the other?
Okay, it's very simple. You have to do what you enjoy. To me, this is not work. I don't consider this work at all. And I'm in the older generation, and people say, you're still working. No, I say I'm not working. I'm enjoying myself. I don't consider it work. I'm having fun. So you got to keep going.
And what would you say was your biggest turning point in life?
Biggest what?
Turning point.
Well, when I got into the film industry, I was a prop boy in a movie that they made here, and then I knew that Hollywood was where they do it. So I hopped a ship and I went to Hollywood, and then you go to the heart of the matter and got a job there, and then it went on and on and on. Same thing with aviation. I saw what I wanted and I strived for it, because I just had to have it, And I believe that if you really feel that way about anything or anyone, I think you can get there,
So what kind of changes are expected in the aviation industry, especially in Sri Lanka, in the near future?
Well, in Sri Lanka, we are on hold a bit, because of all the issues on Sri Lankan airlines. I don't want to get into the plus and minus factor of Sri Lankan airlines, but I feel very sad that this beautiful airline has not been fed correctly. And I think if it was handled well, we would have been right up there. I still think that we are a very popular airline. It's won many awards. And I'm hoping that things will change now and we have good management and we'll go forward. I hope so.
So if you could just tell us what your biggest memory of being in the aviation industry has been so far.
Well, when I ordered my first aircraft and it landed here in Rutnam with my name on it, Lionair, that was a big turn on for me. That was really exciting to me, And also, when I enjoyed my helicopters. I shouldn't say this, but it was more of a plaything for me at the start, Of course, I chartered it out, but for me it was a fun thing. I wanted to just go somewhere for lunch. I used to hop it and go. I used to have racehorses in Norelia. So I used to, hop the helicopter and go down, watch the race and come back, So it was fun, doing fun things, yeah. But it's very exciting every time, and every time a new aircraft lands in Rutnam and it's for your airline, it's a very exciting feeling. It's a tremendous turn on, yeah.
So do you have any other future plans with regards to Lionair?
Yeah, well, Lionair, the Indonesians stole my name. No, they didn't steal it. With my permission, they stole it. And so I will not use the name Lionair anymore. But we have big plans for our airline. We are planning on doing a regional service. And we are setting things up right now. And very soon, within the next 6 months, I think we'll be ready to go. That is regional. By regional, I mean from Colombo to Colombo. Now Jaffna is opened up, which is a big plus for us. And then you go to all those southern cities in India. And now there is agreement between the two countries that we can fly into those countries. They can fly into our country. And open skies policy there. So we are planning on going into India in a big way, India and Mali.
So what exactly do you think of Aviation Voice and our services towards the aviation industry?
Aviation Voice had come in at the right time, and everybody is looking towards Asian Voice now. All the information, the pertinent information is there. You're up to date, and I think this is a journal that should have been there a long time ago. And I want to congratulate all you guys for doing this, and we are big fans of yours. And when I do my inaugural flight to India, I'll invite all you guys on board.
Thank you. So this is just a token of appreciation from us, and we're wishing you all the very best in your future endeavors as well, sir.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you here, and we look forward to good things in aviation.
Thank you.
Thank you.